Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with an incredible band. They are made up of India Shore and Claire Altendal, and they are BOYISH. For more on BOYISH, you can read more about them right below this video, but in the meantime, take a sneak peek at the incredible talent of BOYISH.
You're a superstar. Loves a girl who plays bass. That's cool, but our show is in a place. Go ahead and give me nothing. You're a superstar. I might drown in the way that I feel, but I guess I'm just a fan. And sometimes I forget you're real, and I know I'm too fucking sincere, but I'll give my all. I gave my all. I wanted to be alone, but if I didn't, I'd wanna be with you. I wanted to be alone, but if I didn't, I'd wanna be with you.
Well, hello, India and Claire. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well.
I am doing so much better now that I'm speaking with the both of you. And I'm so excited that the audience just got a little sneak peek of your tune, Superstar. But I want to begin at the beginning. And I want to know how you both met.
So we met in college. We went to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
I love Boston. I went to Boston College, but Will, this isn't about you.
I also love Boston. It's a great city to go to college in, I feel like. But I needed a guitarist for an audition that I was going to do for a showcase called Storytellers, I think,
Yeah,
right?
storytellers.
And so my roommate was friends with Claire, and it was like within the first couple weeks of school, I like literally had no friends and I didn't know anyone. And so Claire agreed to do it, and we met up in like a practice room, and I was showing them my songs and stuff, and it kind of clicked from there. We did the audition. We did not get the audition, but they did say like in the actual audition, like, "Yo, you guys should keep working together." So we did. We met up like once a week for many months, and
For a free burrito night, there is
that too.
a burrito place nearby on campus that was like, if you perform at this open mic on Thursday nights, like we'll give you a free burrito. So we're like, we're there.
Oh my God, that is such the college mentality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Free food. What is happening? Free food. That's it. Great.
That's it. That's all
it.
you need to
I
know.
was like, sure enough. Well, we'll sing a little ditty if it means free food.
So we did that for a while. I feel like we didn't become friends for like a long time.
Like 6 months.
Yeah, we would just like meet up and play music and be like, bye. And then it's
With
just
your
took us-
burrito. Peace out.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, nice.
It's like report tonight. See you next week.
I think we were both like intimidated by each other, and we're like,
Sure.
we can't be friends. Like it's just too much. And then like slowly one day we were like, oh, like we get along really well. We can be friends.
Aw. Well, I want to know a little bit about how you went from the blue to BOYISH, what that journey was like.
God, yeah, we started as the Blue during college, and we just like could not think of a name. That was our biggest struggle. So somehow we ended on the Blue, which was a big mistake because it's impossible to find anywhere. So like you would look us up on Google, nothing's like a million things come up for the color blue. Spotify, there was no hope. But by the time we were about to graduate college, we're like, the blue just doesn't feel like us anymore. It was more of just like this college band that we were trying to figure out who we were with, but it wasn't really who we were. So that change to BOYISH came after we graduated, and we're like, okay, like we're like gonna do this band, like this is what we want to do. And I think, I don't know, how would you say, India? It was
I feel like also the music we were making under the blue was very different than the music we're making now. It was very like it was fully a country band that we were doing. It was I think by the time we're getting to the end of college, both of us were kind of like, well, we don't like the name and we don't really like the music we're making anymore, so why would we keep doing it?
I
And
love that. It's like you guys, it's like you both just started peeling back the onion. It's like
Yes.
you were trying to be, dare I say, a second-rate version of something that you weren't. But then when you landed as boyish, it was like, oh, this is our lane. No one else is doing it. We're happy doing it. It's easy. We're in a flow. Go.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's what it felt like. It definitely felt like 4 years of like being like, okay, we want to be this, we want to be that, we want to be perceived this way, just kind of like getting let go and being like, okay, we're just gonna do like actually what we like to do and regardless. And I think it works better that way actually. So it's good that we did it.
But look, but you both obviously have done the work individually and collectively to get to that point. I mean, how many artists do we know that even throughout their whole career, even with success, are never really authentically them? Because for me, I don't know about you both, but for me, success is a lot more than how many hits you get on Spotify and how many likes you get on Instagram and TikTok. For me, it's you can put your head on the pillow at night and know that you're releasing art that is unapologetically you, so that the other boyish bands out there, the younger versions of Claire and India,
Oh
can look at you both and say, "Oh my God, they're doing it. That's me."
Oh, that's so
yeah,
sweet.
I mean that
How I
that
feel. I mean, really, I
no,
was like,
truly, that's how it should feel. And I think that's sort of the place we're getting to also is just like I don't know, we just did a run of some shows that we haven't played a show in like
how was that?
it was
Oh, that's
awesome.
great.
We
Yeah.
went to Nashville and Chicago and then we played one in New York like a day after Chicago, which was intense, like a lot of driving. But yeah, the last show we played before lockdown was like 20 people and it was a week
Right,
before
right.
everything shut down. Like nothing really was happening. And then we did these shows and like people came and like people knew words and it was so awesome to see like people reacting this way to our music just because like it's never happened like this before, so it was insane to like kind of watch the progression, especially after like a year and a half of not doing anything. And it's nice to see that people resonate with like what we feel is the most authentic version of our music more than anything else.
Absolutely. I mean, look at its connection, right, Claire? I mean, we look at this time and as artists, as humans, we've been isolated, but for you both to get out there and to feel that connection, that must have been really cool.
It was very emotional. We were like, what? I remember thinking like we spent so many months in quarantine just working on like this new album or on the EP, and just really. I think that's during that time is when we found like our sound and what we wanted to sound like, and we were able to finally like tap into our emotions and our lives and our stories and put them out. So to have all this time of like having no idea what people really thought about that,
Right.
and then to finally go play the show, and I was like, oh, like people actually, I guess, liked it, you know?
Well, what I really love about what you both did is that you sat in the stillness, within the stillness, you found even more so your voice. And I want to lean into this most recent EP, We're All Gonna Die, but Here's Contrition. Let me know how the title came about and a little bit about the EP.
You like the title is all you.
I mean, it's like, Claire, I blame you.
Yeah, literally. I was working, so quarantine hits. I was in Minnesota during it.
Well, you were
and-
here first.
Yeah, I was in New York, and then I was like, goodbye. I'm not going to do this here. So I went back to Minnesota, but I wasn't able to get like any unemployment. And of course, all gigs are canceled, all this stuff. So I took this quarantine job at this landscaping yard I used to work at on summer vacation. And I was like driving a forklift. I was driving a Bobcat. Basically, my job was like loading up landscaping vehicles with mulch, soil, rocks, and like pavers and bricks and horrible things. And I hated it, obviously, because, I started at like 7 a.m. I sat outside all day. It was the worst. And I was driving to work one day, and I was like, God, this is all pointless. I'm like, this, the whole world is ending. Like, what am I doing? I'm like, what will I give to this world once I'm gone? Because, like, I'm temporary, but maybe something I make will stay forever. And so that's kind of how this, the idea of the album name came to us. It's just like, we're all going to die, but, like, here's what we give. Like, this is what I'm going to give to society, and then I'm gone.
It's so interesting you mentioned that, because a lot of artists, all ages, I mean, and I've even been thinking about this in the projects that I'm involved with as a director, thinking about that word called legacy. It's a very interesting thing that when you're still, you start to think a little bit about beyond you, especially in a time when we're seeing obviously this pandemic and what it's done to our country and world. I'm curious for you, India, and then Claire, or you both can talk over one another. And I love that. And I'll tell you why I love it. Long story short, before I became a director, I was a professional singer with my twin brother for 25 years. And part of our duo thing was like, in between the songs, we would go into this like, improv bit. So to see you talk over one another melts my heart a little bit, because boy, do I remember it. But anyway, that was my therapy session, and you both will be getting Venmos from me for that. I want to know, in moving forward past this time, not only to be able to sing in front of live audiences, but what you're both individually and collectively looking forward to in terms of Boyish's next steps.
Ooh, I think, beyond live shows, because truly, like, I just forgot how much I really love doing it, and I really miss it. So I think that's just like one of the main things for me. Is like, I just want to play shows. And then also, I'm really excited to write more. I feel like whenever we put out a project, I go through like a couple months where I'm like, I'll never write a good song ever again. And then I think I'm rounding that corner now a little bit to be like, okay, I have like things I'm excited to write and want to make and like experiment with certain things. So I'm really excited for that, just to like, again, like sit down with it and try to make something that I really love.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, the shows, and I'm so excited to write this new stuff. We're trying to start another EP. We really like EPs. I feel like that's kind of a good format for us, just because it's like, here's 4 to 6 songs of exactly where I feel right now.
I love that. Because you know what I love about that for both of you as well, I'm happy you brought that up, Claire, is because I feel like both of you are so in tune now more than ever with your emotions, that it's like, okay, we're gonna get this out, but like, it's almost like while you get it out, you're already like feeling something. It's like, I vomited that up, but now I'm feeling something else. I wanted to then get that up. You're welcome for the vomit, but I've been thinking about this for you.
Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like an album is too, at least for me, and I don't know if you feel this way, but like, it takes so long to make an album that by the time we've only made one full-length album, which was ambitious. We had like no money and no one listening, but we decided to make like an 11-song album.
Was that Garden Spider?
Yeah. And I think by the time we hit the end of it, we were in such a different place than when we started in, that it wasn't cohesive anymore. Like, it didn't feel like one world or one arc or anything, just because like
an EP is like digestible, you know what I mean? And I think for you both too, again, what I love so much about you, and just want to let our audience know, for more on Boyish, you can read more about them right below this video, is that beyond your music, you have such a vibe about you, and your social media, I think, really depicts that there's an unapologetic, it's like an unapologetic partnership, and it's beautiful, but there's also like style and fashion, but you do it in a very relatable way.
Thank you. I think it took us a while to get to that place. I feel like it took us a long time. It feels like a long time. It wasn't actually that long time, but to figure out like
quarantine.
Like, how do we want to appear on the internet? How do we want to talk about ourselves? How do we want to dress? Like, how do we want to look? And I think we both kind of just settled on like, why don't we just do it as ourselves, because that makes the most sense. But it's a hard conclusion to come to be like,
especially in a world where you get like, comments and thoughts, and you have friends and family, you should do this is better for the brand, do this with this light and this filter, but just being you at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I mean, it is like a slightly elevated version of like
Well,
our
of
everyday
course.
self, but of course, but it's more fun. It's like playing dress up as yourself.
Right, right.
Like,
I always say like the biggest thing for me is just like I don't care, you know, like, like just don't take myself too seriously. I take the music like so seriously. For myself, I'm like just have fun, you know, just do something that feels fun and don't take it too seriously because then you're just gonna ruin it. And
Right.
then it doesn't feel authentic and it feels like painful to watch.
Well, what I love about the both of you is, well, first and foremost, I could speak with both of you forever, but I also love the fact that you both have that sense of childlike wonder within both of you. You both obviously have a sense of play about you that I hope you never lose, but also I think that as a duo, I can also feel the amount of love and respect that you have for one another. And that's a beautiful thing, especially God bless America in a world today. And it reads and I feel it. And I'm so grateful for the time that you both took today to speak with me.
oh, thank you. It
Thank you
was
so
so
much.
nice to speak
Been a
to you.
blast.
And yeah, amazing.
You're such a great presence. You just like made my day too.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't make me cry because you both, I'm very moved by the both of you, really. I mean, it's you know, I think of young Will when he was growing up and singing. I wish he had someone like the both of you to look up to. So I know that there are young Indias and Claires and Wills out there
Oh
that are
no,
looking at you,
Captain.
Yeah, you're gonna make us cry.
but it's the truth. And anyway, I'm so grateful for your
It
time.
was so nice to
Thank
meet
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.